Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to today's Caffeine for the Soul. And today is part 2 of a series on a whole new way of thinking about struggle. And if you want to learn more about not just the struggle, but the whole new way of thinking about video series, which has over, I think we're up to like 40 titles, you can find them at michaelneill.org/community. So how do you tell the difference between what is and what isn't? Well, the Scottish mystic Sid Banks wrote in The Missing Link, "What isn't is life seen through distorted memories. What is life seen as it truly is now, clear of all falsehoods." So in other words, when we're simply present in this moment, present to this moment, we are with what is. As soon as we go up to the beautiful time machine in our heads, we're going into the realm of what isn't. The remembered past, and the word remember is a great word, because literally remember is to reassemble, is to put back together, to take disparate elements and combine them. And so when we are remembering the past, we're using this gift of thought to recreate a version of something that happened. But in this moment, the memory is, but what happened isn't. Similarly, we can use the time machine to go into the imagined future. And sometimes we imagine really wonderful futures and we get excited and we look forward to them. And sometimes we imagine very dark and scary futures and we get scared and dark and want to avoid them. But both those realms, the remembered past and the imagined future, are what isn't. They have no existence outside of your mind and outside of this moment. So one of the people who talks about this as well as anyone I know is Byron Katie. And if you haven't come across Byron Katie, her most famous book is called Loving What Is. And her point, at least as I saw it, is very simple. That all suffering, all struggle comes from arguing with reality. And as she often says, when you argue with reality, you lose, but only every time. Now, when we start going with what is, we find that we are made for it. We find that we have all the resources we need, all the creativity we need, all the patience we need, all the will that we need to handle what is. We're made for what is. But the mind is not designed to deal with what isn't. It's not designed to be brilliant about the remembered past because it created it. It's not designed to deal with the imagined future because it creates it. So we create what isn't, and then we struggle with what is. But in any moment, we can reverse directions. In any moment, we can move our attention from what isn't, the remembered past, the imagined future, back to what is actually happening now. And when we do, struggle disappears. But struggle doesn't just disappear, we begin to thrive. Because when we're not lost in, again, the remembered past or the imagined future, all our attention, all our creative force, all our deeper wisdom, all our common sense is available to help us deal with what's happening now. So in part 3, we're going to be exploring what I call the secret to effortless living. And I hope you'll come back and join me for that. Until then, have fun, learn heaps, happy exploring, and I'll talk with you soon.